Hi, I just want to do a quick sharing on my take on this infamous ketchup bottle meme, which says UI on top of this glass bottle and then UX on this plastic bottle. Let's get to it. Okay, so first I would like to ask the question, what is the goal of the user? We want to use the ketchup. We want to take the ketchup, which is the product, out of this container and put it on our food. That is our goal. So the interface is actually the cap and the bottle. We need to interact with this bottle in order to get the product out of the container. Correct? So on the left side, we have a glass bottle and it says UI on top. And on the right side is the newer plastic bottle, the squeezable bottle with UX on top. The problem I have with this meme is it kind of implies UI means something of older design, perhaps, and UX is an improvement of a previous version. As we discussed before, both of these should be UIs. Both bottles should be UIs, right? Both of them are interface. And it's just one is an older design and the other one is newer. And the experience, the UX, is actually related to how we interact with this container. How do we open the bottle? How do we use it? Can we control, for example, the amount of ketchup that we want to have easily and how happy we are with the interaction with the bottle? Also, there are some requirements on the side, perhaps, such as what environment you're in. Maybe you're in a restaurant, in a diner, a fast food restaurant, or even you're having the food to go. All this would affect your user experience. So I would argue that UI doesn't mean something that is old, and UX doesn't mean an improvement of something. Let's talk about a glass bottle a little bit more. It's an older design. I don't know when it was invented, but it has to be probably more than a century old. And why is it still in the market? As a matter of fact, if you go to restaurants, you will probably see the glass bottle more than the plastic ones. However, if you go to a supermarket, most of them will carry just the plastic bottle these days. You seldom find the glass bottle for sale in supermarkets. There's a reason behind this. Heinz, the ketchup company, they actually did quite a lot of research and they find out that in the restaurant environment, the majority of people, they still prefer to see this glass bottle. And as you can see in this picture, it really goes well, right, with the environment. And you can see other condiment containers such as the olive oil, the vinegar, and salt and pepper. They're all put into some kind of glass containers, glass bottles and jars. So it goes well with the others. And it also gives you a feeling that you are indeed in some kind of upscale restaurants. It looks classic, it's old school, and it just gives you that feeling you're in a restaurant environment. And of course, the famous pain point for a lot of people it's like this. When the ketchup is half used, it's quite difficult to get the ketchup out. Different people would have different tricks. Some people would shake it like crazy. Or some people would stick a knife in and try to get it out. And for me personally, I would not open the ketchup first. I actually would have it upside down like this, and I'll tap it on my palm gently. And after a few taps, I loosen up the ketchup and it flows down to the neck of the bottle. And when I open the cap, it's quite easy to get it out. So that was my personal trick. And the company actually has their secrets on how to get the ketchup out as well. It has been like a mystery for a long time. There's 57 voted on the bottle, and a lot of people were wondering what it is. It's actually telling you that it's a sweet spot to tap on when you're pouring the ketchup like this, kind of like 45 degree, and it should be quite easy to get the ketchup out. I tried it myself. It's not bad, but I still prefer my old trick of tapping the bottle with the cap on. And I've been using it for a while, and I just kind of like it that way. And in some markets, they actually did a special packaging one time to promote the ketchup being used in a certain way. To think about the plastic bottles, they have been around for decades. And you have probably seen something like this in a fast food restaurant or diner. It's quite easy to get the product out. And the thing is, people think of it as kind of a low end solution. And effectively, it doesn't give you that upscale feeling of a restaurant. And also, there is the dispenser. I personally kind of like this. You can control how much ketchup you want to have. It doesn't sit on the table, which means there's a less of a chance that some customers before you did something less hygienic, like sticking a knife inside a bottle to get the ketchup out. So I think this is a pretty good solution, and it's quite environmental because you don't have to throw away a lot of packaging. And of course, if you're at home, I would prefer to have this plastic bottle. It's easy to use, and you can also see this is actually not the first iteration. The first one came out in the 80s, and it wasn't an upside down bottle. And now they make it upside down with the bigger cap, and it stays flat on the surface, which is making it much easier to get the ketchup out. And what if I'm not eating in the restaurant? My user experience would be totally different. If I'm having the food to go, giving me a bottle or even a dispenser, I still need something else to hold the ketchup. So it has very little meaning for me. I probably won't be as happy as using a packet. And this is one example of a pretty clever design I saw in Japan. Basically, you won't get your fingers dirty. You squeeze the product package together like this to get the ketchup and mustard out at the same time. Also in the States, you have this dip and squeeze packaging. So you can use it in one of the two ways. You can peel off the top, make it into a dipping sauce, or you tear off the top portion and squeeze the ketchup out like a regular packet. So in this case, as a user, my goal is to take the food to go, and I only need a little bit of ketchup. I want to carry it with me. And this is giving me the better user experience overall compared to the other bottles. I just want to show you this little glass bottle I saw in the restaurant. I think overall, this actually gives me the best user experience. Why? Because first of all, it's a glass bottle. It has this classic look. It fits the restaurant atmosphere really well. Single serving size, which means I don't have to worry about somebody else had stick their knife in the bottle before. It also has this regular size cap, which means it can be easily closed. If I don't finish the ketchup, actually, it's environmental to take it home with me, and I could finish it at different time. And even if I finish with the bottle, I could wash it, clean it up, and then use it as a container for something else. The side requirements that I have, such as like being hygienic and being environmental, this thing actually satisfies me in many ways. That's why I would say this actually gives me the best user experience, even though it is a glass bottle. The interface in this case is the bottle and the cap overall, right? And it doesn't mean the glass bottle loses to the plastic bottle all the time. People who dine in the restaurants, they prefer the glass bottle, even though it's slightly more difficult to use in some cases. And then the user experience is basically the journey of me as a user, opening the bottle, getting the ketchup out. Can I get it out easily? Can I control the amount of ketchup that I want, the way that I want it? And also depends on the environment. Am I eating in the restaurant or in a diner, or am I taking the food to go? All these sum up together becomes an experience. So do you guys agree or disagree, or do you have other ideas on how this meme is maybe in some way misdirecting people? Please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.